gotta screw this guy back down in there. And I built that special screwdriver just for that purpose, and now I lost it. Well, here's a surprise for you. Early Mopar Chrysler Plymouth Dodge brake systems giving me a hard time. And what do when we get upset with the brakes? We do something fun. We're on the Saratoga, and I want to just give you an overall look of this car, but we went from being outside and dirty. We washed it off real quick and kind of half, you know what, but it's clean. We're limited on space now because we're on the lift here, but I'll give you a little bit of a clue. We've got all black exterior, black dash, black carpet, and red guts. Now the back seat is original vinyl. The front has been redone to match. We can tell because these pleats are sewn. Those are molded in, but whoever did it, and I think the local guy did an awesome job. And I actually talked to him the other day, and he says, gosh, maybe 20, 25, 30 years ago, he thought maybe he did this. But anywho, red and black. The trunk's in beautiful shape. We'll get to that when we do get it back out in the sunlights. And then up front, we've got some business going on because we've got the Golden Lion, the 383. I believe first year you could get the 383 in this bad ride. And not only do we have the 383, but we've got the 383 with the 4 barrels. So I forget, I'll put the horsepowers in here. But yeah, this is the one you wanted of the two options. We've got power steering, air conditioning added on, the Mark IV, power brakes, which are apart because they're being mean to me, and all that. So what we're gonna do, and I think I checked this at the airport. Oh, we're a little stuck. Let's take a spring off here, take the linkage off of there. Of course, I don't have a tool for that. This tool will work. There. Now, yeah, it's in the carburetor. So that's free. This main throttle here doesn't want to actuate past here. Is that why? What if you gotta take the choke all the way off? Nope. Oh, you know what I bet it is? I bet it's our accelerator pump here. What if let's undo this clippy clue, pull this guy out. Oh, yeah, we've got linkages there. It's right here in the accelerator pump. So here we go again. My light's gonna die, but I think we'll have enough light here. So this linkages comes from down here and hooks up to the accelerator pump, and there's no pushing that. Without it, we've got lots going on. So it ain't but 2 more fittings to pull the whole darn thing. Let's get the carburetor off and get it on the bench. We've got time to get a kit coming by tomorrow, if we can get one from a source that can get it here by tomorrow. So yeah, I'll see you at the bench. Off to the bench we go, and I'm gonna tell you, I mean, at least one other YouTuber might say in this particular we're in for a treat especial. If you know, you know who that is. But what we have here, it's not a thermo quad. This is the Carter AFB in the 4-barrel configuration. Such a simple yet elegant little beast. You've got mixture screws right where you can get to them. I think we have a screen in here for a fuel filter. Fuel comes into here. We've got a fuel bowl here, and then we've got this passage that zips along the back side of the carburetor and brings fuel over to here, kind of like a sideways Holly, but better. Fuel vents, I believe metering rods are under these little covers, and it's just awesome. This one looks like it's maybe been off and on recently. I don't know why. They had multiple, there's a plastic, they had multiple gaskets under it, which isn't optimal, but just from what I can see so far, I'm gonna say we're all gummed up inside. Look at this varnish here. Yeah, that's what we're dealing with more than likely. But the first thing we need to do is pop the top on this bad ride, and to do that we need to take the rest of the accelerator pump leakage off. We'll take the throttle linkage. We can just take this pin out of here. That'll be off, and a bunch of screws. Oh, and this little guy. Anywho, let's get this top off of here. I don't know where it went to. Well, I think we got some of those. Yep. Okay. Yeah. Look at all the crumblies down here. And this, I don't think, is rust. I think this is evaporated corn fuel. Yucky, you guys. Down in the bottom of our accelerator pump. The housing's just kind of caked with it. And this thing still won't move. Okay, we'll have a kit in the morning, so we're going to go ahead and keep breaking this down. We can get a walker kit, which I got no issues with the walker kits. As long as you can take a good look at them from wherever you're ordering from and the kit looks complete, life will be good. The main thing is needles and seats, a good quality accelerator pump, and the appropriate and correct gaskets. Real quick, one thing you got to catch on these, we can put this bottom assembly into the bath with the main shafts in it. They aren't worn out. All the linkages are good. We don't have any issues there. But when you flip this over, and I almost missed it myself, you'll see a little flat-headed screw plug right there. That is the intake valve and check ball for the accelerator pump. So very important, get those out of there, which we did, and make sure you don't lose the ball or the jet, because it's a specific one and it's not just a normal jet size. So that's about it. I'm gonna maybe try giving these larger jets maybe one more. I don't think they're gonna come out. No, somebody's already hogged on them just a little bit. All right, we're happy just the way it is. Into the Berrymans, and we'll catch you tomorrow. Next day alert. Huh? How do you like me now? This Carter AFB 4-barrel cleaned up nice. We still got a little carb cleaner dangling and stuff, but shined her up, cleaned up the linkages a little bit. We got to make her look nice. And the base is ready to go. We got our kit. I think our kit is mostly correct. When we do the forbidden and cut the plastic on this, I'll show you there's a slight difference. And our old needle and seats are all metal, so we might just clean them up and reuse them, but we'll check it out and when it's time. This was the only thing, because it's so wide, the Carter, it wouldn't fit in the bucket for the Berryman's bucket with everything else. So this sat overnight. The top cover and all the doodads and trinkets and springies and bracketries are in there now. They've been in there for half an hour. We'll let them soak maybe 30 to 90 minutes more, and then we're going to get to putting this puzzle back together. The goal is, it's 10:15 in the AMs. We got our brake master cylinder this morning. That's the other video. Go watch that one. I don't know which is going to be first. And we got our carb kit. So by the end of the day, before darkness, and darkness gets here early this time of year, the goal, it might be a lofty one because we don't know fuel tank and stuff, but at the very least get this thing running, even if it's running off a can, and then get fluid through all the brakes and determine if we're going to have good brakes the way it is, or if we need to dig into each wheel, drum, wheel cylinders, shoes, that kind of stuff. So thanks for watching and hanging with us. We'll catch you up when we get the other batch of stuff out of the Berrymans. All right, peoples. I think this might be one of the best cleanups. This carburetor came out amazingly clean. I'm just tickled with it. I mean, it looks new, other than a couple little blemishes here and there. We went ahead and polished up a couple linkages that had some surface rust on them. Here's the top again, just beautiful. So we're out of the parts cleaner, all rinsed off with water, and then rinsed off with carb cleaner. And we're basically going to go back together the opposite of the way we came apart. Now, I've been through the kit and it looks really complete. This is Walker Kit 15304B, as in boy. It even gives us our little metering weight. It gives us a little ball for our inlet check ball. I'm not going to use the ball. I'm going to use the one that's been living in this carburetor and is happy with its little seated jet the way it already is. But then we got some little clippy clues. A nice thing, gaskets. We get a new spring and retainer for our accelerator pump that feels just as dandy as the other one. And speaking of which, the accelerator pump itself is spot on. So that's a pleasant surprise. I guess it's not a surprise, it's just pleasant to see, I guess. And then what else we got? The only issue we have is with the needle and seats. I don't care, we've got a rubber tips needle, that's no big deal. The needles are the right size, they're the same size as the old ones. And the seat is the same, except for, if you can see that, this one has a shoulder. The old one, the original one, has a shoulder that goes up into the cavity. This one just has the threads with no additional nubbin sticking out. So we look at the top of our carburetor, and you won't be able to see it, but I looked in there with the light, and on this side, on which would be passenger side, I think, no, driver's side, opposite of the fuel inlet, it really, I mean, it's threaded longer, so I don't think that comes into play at all. Now on the inlet side, because of the inlet, there's not as many threads, and you can actually see the screen filter from this inlet fitting. So what I'm thinking is it's not so much having to do with regulating the volume or the fuel pressure. Obviously, probably what this does is it sticks up in there a little farther, so when the fuel's coming in sideways, it fills up and then has a better chance of going straight down into the float bolt area down here. It'd be like this. So that's what I'm thinking the main reason for that extra nubbin is. And then, but we also have these little splash guards here, and then we have splash guards here too. So I think for now, because the kit has new ones and they look pretty dang close, we're going to save on the old ones because they're all metal. We'll put them up here in the corner of the healing tray, but we're going to throw the new stuff in first. If we don't like it and we think it's causing some sort of a drivability issue or fuel related issue, we'll swap them out. But anyway, other than that, the kit looks really nice and really complete. It even has an extra little baggie with the extra big gaskets for between the top and the bottoms. All right, so let's flip this over. First things first, we need to put our ball back down in there, and then we gotta screw this guy back down in there. And I built that special screwdriver just for that purpose, and now I lost it. That springy. We're done with that weight. We're done with that retainer. We're done with this stuff. We've got these little linkages. We won't use any of these. This goes on the outside. We're narrowing stuff down, dudes and dudettes. Let's toss a float or two in here. If we can. There we go. Ooh, okay. Good. What are we doing here? Well, let's hang Oh, it's because we're like that. There. Okay, those are not anywhere near adjusted the same. That's crazy. Look at, oh my gosh, you guys, look at it from here. This float height versus this float height. Good golly. So then when they drop there to there, or, you know, a lot of times you can just put stuff back together if it was running good when you took it apart, but we don't know how this was running, and this is not right. All right, so there's two specs on these floats. There's a float level and then there's a float drop. Float level for our application is measured between here and the top right at the shoulder of the float, and it's 732s. Okay, and they're the same for both float. And then float drop is just what it means. We're measuring from the same place to the shoulder, 2332s. So it took a little bit because that one was all out of whack, but the easiest way to tell is, see, they're symmetrical now. Same thing with the drop, looks the same on both sides. Now to measure the float level, you can bend the tang right in here. Don't just push up and down on the float though, because this is just lightly soldered onto the float body and this will crack and break off. And then to adjust drop, you bend this back tang here. So that's float level. That should help this car run a little bit more better. All right, we backed the bus up a couple blocks here. Yeah, makes sense. You can't get the gasket on with the needle and seat in place, and I should have read I didn't read the constructions close enough. The float measurements are taken and made with and adjusted with the air horn gasket in place. So we're going to be off a 16er here. Actually, we're not there. We're actually okay. Get my hair game. Yeah, we're all right. Gasket stands, so we're still, oopsie, just to show you so you know I'm not just making it up. 30 seconds right there. And then 7:30 seconds there. We're happy. All right, so that didn't throw us off too far then. Now we can take the top and put it on the bottom. So we've got little rods going both ways here. Those go down there. These come up here, and then we also have the accelerator pump that's got to come up through. Here, let's pop these guys out. Oh, bend them. If you were trying to force these down through those jets, and we're going to pull them out for now. Should be in a better place to just kind of go down. Yeah. Yeah, we're down there all the way. Good deal. So we had tall screw went here, second tallest screw went down there, and all the rest of these guys are same. Just kind of got to fiddle with these a little bit till you get them down into that jet. They won't go far enough to get this top plate on unless they're in there right. So as soon as you get them to easily go down far enough to get this plate on, you know you're good. And that screw, let's watch him. Alrighty. Okay, we're pretty happy, but there's one more. We threw our air horn gasket on here. There's one more adjustment we need to make, and that is the accelerator pump adjustment. It shouldn't be too far out of whack. We remembered we were in the second hole here, and we also have that setting as part of what we got to double check in our constructions. But to set the accelerator pump on the Carter AFB 4-barrel, we simply back our idle screw all the way off so our throttle blades will close all the way, and then we measure from the top of our plunger rod, that's the brass part here, to the top cover. And it should be, according to the constructions, 7/16 of an inch, which is 14/32, which is right there. Perfect. We don't got to mess with it. And then it also told us hole B, which is the middle hole here. So life is good. That concludes the rebuild and adjustment of the Carter AFB 4-barrel. I love these carburetors. Number one, they're mechanical secondaries. And number two, they're stupid simple, but yet super reliable. But thanks for watching this one. We won't put it on the car in this video. We got to get the car up and running. There's other issues we ran into that you'll see in other videos. But subscribe, hit the little bell, and hit the subscribe button, because we will give this old carburetor a test in the very near future once we get a couple other things sorted out on the Saratoga. Appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see you on the next video.